Okay. It's about the reporting in Braumat. In Braumat, you have a standard report, step protocol from each step. You can access by reports here, process archives, step protocol, and to see, sorted by the category, which had been going on with the values at the end of the step. But this is good to have transparency what was produced. But what the operators sometimes want is one paper with all the most important data from one batch. And for this one, we have not really a tool in Braumat, not yet. In the new version, they are working on that. But at the moment, you have only an add-on. And that's what I want to show you briefly now, because I think it could be interesting. It's called database generator. It's generating data in the database on the PC, depending from specific conditions. And that's the first what you are doing. You are thinking about what you want, what you need. And this you are doing in the parameters. Here, I open the parameters. We have this different data set. Maximum is 255. Start mode, for example. This one is called start mode. This is also the name of the database. Later in Excel, you will have the same name to identify it. And in here, you have to make the definitions what you want. That means which value, analog input, and at what time. That means in which step you want to have this value. And that's the minimum what you have to define. But it's not only that you can define in which step, it's also that you can define the time, how long the sequence was running, how long the step was running, or how long the complete brew was running. That's also possible. And you can make pre-calculations. That means this value should be divided by 10 or multiplied by 10 or 100. Yeah. That means the value which you are investigating will be processed already in here, in the PCU. That means in the protocol you don't need to do anything, just display it. You show it in the right, comma, with the right comma. Yeah. And also in SQL. This data which is generated in here will also be available later in SQL. So it's a preparation for the manager when they want to have SQL, that they have the proper data already available without needing to program something in SQL. Yeah? And you can test the function in here manually as well to see it's coming properly. For sure, you have to make some settings in Braumat to get it run. It's not so complicated, it's a manual. What you have to activate, step telegram number 7, for example, have to activate. And then how is it going? Braumat is scanning now, or my tool is scanning now this time and the according analog input. And then it's sending a telegram, and this is going to a free protocol which is located in here. The free protocol is not a new function, it's already part of very old Braumat, the free protocol. And here you see the database, and here all the data are coming, one by one, 255 maximum. You don't need to worry about that. That's only an intermediate data storage, but it's good to know you can go to Excel now or to SQL. Now there are two exits for it. When you go to Excel, I show it to you once again, but I think it's interesting. You select protocol data to get the data from the database and to put it in Excel, to import it in Excel. And for this one, you have different templates. Let's go to year 2015, July. We see a recipe type, brewhouse production. And from this one, we want to create a new protocol. That means take the data from the database, from the DBase, and copy to Excel. Create a new protocol. And now we have different templates. That means we have one for the brew house, one for the cellar, one for the filtration, and we have material report. Material report means that you know how much water and malt and hop you have been using a day, a week, or a month. Yeah, you can have these daily reports or weekly reports, how much water, it's interesting, have been used for making the beer. That's what the manager are very interesting. And we have a silo report for the tank farm. Every day, the problem in the tank farm is that the tank remains in the same step maybe for 10 days or for 8 days. So you have not any data in this, only the logging, trend logging, but you have no step change. I mean, there is no step change. There will be no data in the protocols. That means in SQL, there is no data coming. But you want every day to see what is going on in the tanks. And this you can do with this protocol to generate every day one paper, one sheet, that they see, okay, the tanks are full, empty, blah, blah, blah. Or how much temperature, the quantity, and so on. Which brand is in the tanks, and more information. And then there is a deviation report. A deviation report means you give specific limit values. Here you have limit values, limit variation. In here. And when it's beyond this limit, then it generates an input in the database. Say the temperature was too high on mesh stand cattle, or let's say too much water was going to the wild cattle, yeah, at the end by flushing. Yeah. So to improve the quality, you can make a deviation report to identify the crucial values and their limits, and to see at the end in this batch there had been some values beyond the limits, which is not good. It's a deviation report. Let me show you one deviation report. Create, you select the according protocol, as I told you already, and return. I don't know which year it was, 2015. And then you can see here it's opening the Excel. In this second data, this is the data which is coming from the DBase. There is the data. And here is the reported, which you can design by yourself in Excel. But that offers you also many tools to show it graphically. To make it graphical, to make it beautiful.
Okay.
To make it beautiful. This is just a proposal, but you can make it with your logo and so on. And then the last line, the operator, which had been working on this shift and so on. Put all the important data, maybe also some manual data in this. It's reporting by advanced free protocols. There is also the SQL. I want to show it to you. Enable SQL adapter. Enable SQL adapter. But that doesn't mean if you check it here, then it's working. Yeah, it's not the case. You need to buy the license. But then you have here, with the right click, configure SQL adapter. And in here, you can say what you want. What you want in SQL. And here is, for example, these free protocols. This one is a functionality which we had been processing before in these other protocols, the step protocols, the messages, master recipe, batch archive, charge logging, unity history. So this is a filter. What is going to the SQL server, which is normally located in a different PC. It's an independent PC for SQL. And there's also in this one, there is a software running of Braumat for to get the data, for to pick up the data and to put in the database, and then somebody has to make a design for the according protocols. It has to be signed. There is not the template available now, right now, so we have to do this by yourself.